Hey crafters, have you been wanting to make a slider card, but it's just too difficult? Oh my goodness, I have the easiest slider card ever. Hey, this is Creative Moments by G, and I'm G. I'm really excited to be here to share this tutorial with you. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you this card. Okay, I want you to look at this slider card. Now, I'm not going to pull it because it's so darn cute. I want to wait until the very end to show you what happens. But here's a cup of coffee, and here's the top of the coffee. Now, we're going to pull this, and something really fun is going to happen. But this is super easy to create. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is grab you a base card. So here you have your 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4, and that's just going to be the base card. So the first thing you need to do to your base card is you need to select your pattern paper. Now I am working with some super fun paper. This paper, it's called Flowering Zinnias, and it has some fantastic stripes and flowers. I love this paper. We are also going to be working with a stamp set called Simply Zinnia. Love it. The other stamp set we're going to work with is Hooray for Surprises, because we're going to use their little bitty pull stamp. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and lay down this mat. Now this mat I decided to cut as a first mat. So that means it's 4 by 5 1/4. So let's grab our favorite glue, which is canal. Love this glue. And let's go ahead and lay down our patterned paper. Now, make sure that you stay with us because I'm going to show you two fantastic slider cards at the end of this video. So, here we have our base card. Now, the next thing you need to do is to decide what do you want the top of your slider to look like. Now, look what we did. We cut a mat and we embossed it. And you'll want to make sure and do that before. Now, let me give you a fantastic tip because this is Technique Tuesday. We cut a template because we really couldn't find exactly the size that we needed in our rectangle dies. So we went ahead and cut the exact size that we need. We are going to lay this right down on our mat. This is our template. I have template written right here. And we're going to trace around this rectangle, and then I'm going to cut it out using an X-Acto knife. And this gives me the exact size that I need. Now, if you have a perfect rectangle, the size that you need to pull your slider, great, you can use that. But we didn't have the size we wanted, so we just created a template right here. So I'm going to cut this out. Now, the next thing you need to do is make sure that you have the strip that you want to pull back and forth. So I have a strip that is 5 1/8 by 1 1/4. Now, this is how it's going to go, just like this. So if you flip over this cover sheet and you put it down, you can see exactly how it's going to fit. Now, we want to make sure that we have it centered. And then we're going to grab our dimensionals. Now, on this is a strip of dimensionals. You can use 3M tape. You can use whatever you have that is thick and double-sided. So whatever you have on hand, you can use that. But what's important is that you create a little canal. So let's make sure that this is even. I'm going to line it up right here on my mat so that line is right in the middle. That helps me line up this strip right here because you want to put your dimensionals on either side, creating a canal. And really, that's the most difficult part of this. And it's not hard. So let's just take off the strip. Now, I would recommend that you bring in, if you have it, a T ruler. And this will just make sure that it is lined up perfectly. Now, we have this ruler over in our Amazon store. It's only $9 and you get two, just in case you break one. So this way you'll make sure that it's lined up straight. Now I'm just going to lay down my dimensional right there and just give a little bit of room on either side. Next, we're going to do the same thing to the top part. I'm going to put that straight line from my mat right in the center so that I can see where I need to have this. And that's right in the center. I'm going to bring in my other strip and I'm going to lay it and leave about 1/16 of an inch when you create that canal, just to let it wiggle just a little bit, but not much. So we're just going to hold it, and I'm just going to give myself about 1/16 of an inch right above it, and there we have it. The next thing we want to do is just look at it on our card, because you want to make sure that it doesn't go over this edge right here. So that's where you want to make sure it doesn't go over. Plus, you need to go ahead and stamp pull right there. So we know it's going to be stamped right at the end. We are going to use Night of Navy. And we're just going to put it as close to the edge as we can. And look at how cute this looks. How cute, right? So we are just going to slip this in just like this. And we need to decide on what sentiment we're going to use. So you kind of need to now decide where you're going to place everything. So I have cut some flowers out. I've cut some leaves out and another flower. Now, what I'm going to do with those, I'm going to have my flowers right here, because remember, putting it on the card, you can't have it go outside the card. So it's going to be just like this. So we're going to put our flowers about right there. But over here, we want to decorate just a little bit, right? So we're going to put this, we're going to glue this down just on one side, and we're going to put some leaves so that when we pull these flowers over, we're going to have a few little leaves around them. So you just need to make a decision where you want those leaves or your image. So let's go ahead and just lay down our flower. And this time, because I don't want it to wiggle at all, I'm going to just use my tape runner. Get a little bit right there. Now I'm going to figure out where I want. Once this comes over about right here, where do I want my leaves? I think I want one there, so let's go ahead and lay down those leaves. And right now we're just decorating the top of our slider card. Remember, make sure that it doesn't go past this card. So we have that. Now we're going to look at where we want our last one. And I think it might be pretty about right there. Okay. Let's put a little bit of tape runner. So let's look at our slider. This is the mat. We cut to size. We used our template. We made a canal, very easy. and we made sure that our strip fit right in that canal. The last thing we need to do before we add this flower, we need to stamp our sentiment. Because I have a colored background right here, we need to go ahead and slip just a thank you right here. Now you can cut it out. It's a little bit shorter than the original pull one. You can see that it's shorter, but this way you can slide it in exactly where you want it. Now we went ahead and we drew our marks so we knew exactly where to stamp it, and then we're just going to put some glue on it. Now, if you have a white mat, you don't have to worry about that. You can just stamp right on it. So we're just going to slide this in. And now we have our message. Now you can take this one. We can just slide it on top. We're going to add our flowers. Now on our flowers, we need to add them on dimensionals because it needs to be attached to this pull strip right here. Super easy. We're going to add this to the back of the flower. And here you have the card. We added just a little dimensional right here on this side to attach it to this strip. You pull it and look at that. Push it back, and because you have a dimensional on this flower, on this strip right here, it won't go past that area. So you pull it, thank you so much, and you push it back. You open it up and you have room to write your message. Look at that card. This is the easiest slider ever. All we did was we cut a template to make sure we had our hole in the right place. We used our dimensionals on either side of that hole, really just in two places. And because we had a colored mat, we added another piece of paper behind it so we could stamp our message. But if you have this mat as a light color, you can stamp right on it so you don't have to worry about that. We just wanted to add a little more dimension with this mat. And you pull it, and there you go. Look at that. So pretty. Now remember, I said stay with us because we have 2 more sliders to show you. Okay, now remember, I wanted to show you this one because this does something so cute. Look at this. Watch this coffee cup. It goes over so that we have that cute little design right here. We decided just to go ahead and add our message right here. We have our coffee beans exposed. You push it back and it's really just a coffee cup. And then you pull it and it becomes a full coffee cup. How cute is that? Once again, it's on a landscape card. And finally, look at this one. This is so cute. This is a die that we used just to add right here at the top. We used our cute little critters. We added some grass, and it's the same easy process. Underneath this mat, we just have 2 strips of double-sided dimensionals to give it that height. You pull right here. Are you ready? This says happy birthday. Let's celebrate. And they're right next to each other, friends with this little balloon. Look how cute that is. Now, this is an example of, we have our mat right here, so we had to just add our sentiment on a white piece of paper, just like we did on our flowers right here. Take a moment and let us know what you think about this easiest slider card ever. Well, we hope you enjoyed this Technique Tuesday. We love this slider card. It is so incredibly easy, So we hope that you have fun with it and that you were inspired. Take a moment, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done that. Monty and I want to wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.